can see that I have an assortment of jewelry here. I have some earrings and I have 2 rings. And I'm going to show you how to make the earrings, but the rings are actually made using the same idea. You can see the dimension here that's created right there. It looks like parts of it are popped up on foam adhesive or something like that, but we're actually going to use buttons to create that really cool dimension. So let me show you how we do this. It's so easy. What you're going to do is you're going to start with some Hambly transparencies. And the Hambly transparencies come in these beautiful printed sheets, and they're nice quality. They're very heavy and thick. I absolutely love them. And they're silk screened, so you can feel the print on one side and not on the other. So you are looking for a dense pattern. This is a green wood grain, and then this one is this white lace, which is also dense. And what we're going to do is we're going to use a paper punch. This is just a Marvy scallop punch. I'm going to flip it over so I can see where I'm punching, because I want to make sure I get a nice dense area that has a lot of the white in it. I'm going to go ahead and squeeze. And this has a nice little trap on here, so I can just dump that shape out. And because we're making earrings, I'm going to punch 2 of them, obviously, 2 earrings. Now, you don't have to make your earrings matching. We're going to, just for the fun of it, but you could certainly make 2 different ones. And then also out of the white, I'm going to take this Martha Stewart. This is the triple butterfly punch. You can see it has a large butterfly and 2 small ones. I only want the large one, and I want it to be really densely white. So I'm just going to turn it over so I can see what I'm doing. When I find the area that I like, I just squeeze, put my hand over it so that that little thing doesn't pop and disappear. And again, I'm going to punch another one, put my hand over it, and there it is. Okay, so now I have 4 pieces. Now I'm going to go to that green transparency, and this time I'm using, I don't know what you would call this, it's a seal or a spiky circle or something like that. It's also from Martha Stewart. And once again, I'm going to turn it over so I can see where I'm punching. I'm going to get some of those cool lines, and that keeps it from spraying everywhere. And let's get some little lines for the other one. So now you can see I have my pieces. I have little lines and big lines. And now I'm going to use some acrylic paint. This happens to be golden bone black fluid acrylics, but you could certainly use any kind of acrylic paint. First, I'm going to feel these. I want to paint on the side that's silk screened. That's just a personal choice. It doesn't actually make a difference in any way other than everything that's raised then is on the same side, which I happen to like. I'm going to take a single drop and put it on there. Then I'm going to use a bamboo skewer to hold this down. And I'm going to paint both of these pieces with that single drop of black acrylic paint. This doesn't need to be a totally opaque thick coat. The idea is that you're just sort of smokying up the back and making the shape a little more defined. Then I'm going to go ahead and grab a heat gun and I'm going to dry that. Once your pieces are dry, you're going to want to take a rag and just wipe off the front, because probably some paint snuck under there. So I'm just going to wipe both of them off, and I'll wipe up the mat as well, just to keep everything nice and neat. And now you can see the back looks like this, but the other side really just turns out so cool. It has this kind of smoky look, but the pattern still shows, which I think is awesomely cool. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start to build our earrings. And in order to do that, we're going to start with those buttons. Remember, I said that the dimension is created with the buttons. So the only thing that's important is, because I know that my green thing is going on here, my button simply has to be smaller than my green thing. So that button would work. But this button, let's say, ooh, that button actually would work. Barely, but it would. So you just want to make sure that you pick something smaller. And you also want to think about the fact that you don't want something that's too bumpy, because you're going to have to adhere it, and if it's too bumpy, you won't be able to get a good adherence. So you want something relatively flat. So let's use this button, and let's use this button. Looks good to me. Okay, so I'm going to use glossy accents to adhere it. You can use any adhesive you'd like. I just like this one because it dries clear and nice and fast, and it's nice and strong. So that's what we're going to use. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put glossy accents right on the back of that button. It's okay if it gets everywhere. It dries totally clear. You'll never notice. And I'm going to put it right in the center. And then right along that ring on the outside, I'm going to put some glossy accents. And I'm going to adhere my next level, which is the green. And I'm just going to press it onto there. Okay. Then I'm going to take this little white butterfly, and this is where it's really important to have a clear adhesive. I'm going to put a little bit on the back. Oops. And then I'm going to, oops, I keep dropping it. Tweezers would be useful here. Or little fingers. And then I'm just going to push that right onto there. And you can see why it was so important that the pattern be dense, because otherwise the butterfly would simply disappear. And now with the other one. So now what I'm going to do, that I'm at this point, is I want to do a little more decoration. So I have some of these rhinestones. These are just Kaiser scrapbook rhinestones. And I'm going to take, they're adhesive backed, so I'm just going to stick one in the center of each butterfly. However, because that's just like a little glue dot that holds it on, and this is wearable, to make it a little more sturdy, I'm going to take some glossy accents and I'm just going to go around the entire edge of it like a bezel, and then I'm going to fill in the whole butterfly and give myself a shiny, slightly puffy butterfly. So now I would let these dry, and depending where you live, that's going to take between 15 minutes and 2 hours. And I'm just going to move them aside because I happen to have done 2 already and given them time to dry. And you can see how beautiful that is. And it really, it's nice and hard, and it's just, they're really sturdy and great. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take a crocodile. You could take any cutting tool, but I'm going to use this big old honkin' crocodile. And I'm going to change the setting on the top so that the smallest hole punch is being used. And right along the edge at the top of the white scallop, I'm going to punch a hole, which you can see right there. And I'm going to do it to the other one as well. This is one of those moments where you want to be close enough to the edge, but not too close that it breaks through. And you can see that my circles are pretty neatly done. 1 circle, 2 circles. Okay. Then I have these pre-made earring hooks, and I'm going to use a pair of flat nose pliers. Flat nose pliers, just like the name, they have a flat inside here. And what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to twist open. Okay, and to twist open, by the way, never pull like this. That's always a bad idea. You want to simply pull upwards. Can you see that? So now it's open. So now I'm going to slip my, oops, hole, maybe, right on there. And then to close it, I'm just going to go past it and back again, just to make sure that closes up nice and easy. So I have 1 earring there, and I'm going to do the same thing with the other one, which is I'm just going to grab it, I'm going to open it up, I'm going to slide this on, I'm going to twist this back slightly past, and then up again, maybe squeeze it to make sure. Oops. And now I have a fabulous pair of butterfly earrings that I can wear absolutely anywhere, that are totally gorgeous, handmade, and easy. So I hope you'll make yourself a ring or a pair of earrings or something fun. Have a great day.